Jai Shri Mataji, everyone. A very good morning and welcome to the morning meditation. Let's all collectively offer pranams to Adi Shakti, raise our Kundalini and take our bandhans. Let's recite the three Maha Mantras followed by Sri Ganesh Mantra.
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्षप्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Shri Mataji, please awaken Shri Ganesha principle within us. Let's place right hand on our heart. Pratah namami hridi sanspurada tattvam satchit sukham paramahansa gatim turyam yad swapna jagar sushuptamavaiti nityam tad brahma nishkalamaha nacha bhuta sangaha. Shri Mataji, I bow down to the eternal spirit, your reflection of God Almighty within me. I am not this body, not this mind, not my ego or superego, nor my emotions. I am the eternal spirit. The spirit that is awakened in all four states of my attention. The spirit that is truth, awareness, and bliss. Attention on Vishuddhi Chakra. Shri Mataji, please raise me higher to the state of a detached witness, where I can see the whole life as a drama around me. Attention on Agya Chakra. Shri Mataji, please bless us with the weapon of divine forgiveness. Let's massage the Sahasrara, Mother Kundalini. Please establish my connection with the God Almighty. Shri Atma Paramatma. Om तमेव साक्षात् श्री आत्मा परमात्मा साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। Let's maintain our meditative state on Sahasrara. In this state of meditation, let's absorb Shri Mataji's Amritvani.
Clear out yourself, clean out yourself, look after yourself, respect yourself, love yourself. Live with your dignity. Cheapish thing, frivolous thing, useless thing should not be done. And make your ego be challenged. Let somebody insult you and see that you do not answer back. Just see it, not to get into temper. Try that your ego doesn't react. That can be achieved very easily if you try in the mirror, look at yourself and laugh at yourself. Make fun of yourself. What do you think of yourself? Who are you? What do you have? Nothing? Now today's lecture was not only a great lecture, but also it was like mantras. All good for the brain. And I would say that this lecture must be listened to again and again, and to be taken in, not to be questioned. Not to be questioned, to be taken in, to be absorbed. I hope that you understand this. Now, after this Sahasrara Puja, I hope you people try to maintain the position you have reached. I would expect all of you to support, to glorify your leaders, and not in any way debase them, argue with them, give them ideas. Even the wives, I have said, are not to argue with the leaders. It's like pulling each other. Like they said, there were some scorpions sent for investigation from different places. And they saw one jar was open. And they said, what is this? From this jar, all the scorpions will jump out. They said they cannot, because one comes up, the another pulls him down. In the same way we behave. So if there's a leader, this is ego that makes you jealous, and this is ego that says that you know better, you better give a suggestion. Not that you cannot suggest. People tell me also things. But if he doesn't accept, well and good. That's a challenge to your ego. It's better that he says no to you so that you see for yourself, is it my ego still insisting on that position? Now, on the second thing that I have said, that we should not be drawn by convention. Like the convention was that, say for now, this time the English leaders felt, which was a big mistake, that Italians would be inconvenienced if they stay over. Italians are very large-hearted people, like Indians are. They'll be overjoyed if they stay over. But it is the English mind. It's the English who cannot tolerate. One person staying for 2 days, they'll ask you immediately as you go, what time are you leaving? So it is their mind that worked out that way, that it will be inconvenienced, because they'll be inconvenienced. Though they were told you could stay here till Monday, there's no problem, you have to just pay £10. But I thought like that. This is an English image of being good to others, because to them, anybody staying in their house, finished. They won't even allow anybody to come inside the house. Let there be snow, anything outside, they'll just see and talk to you and then they'll say, I've seen it myself. One day I had gone out, it was snowing, and I saw a lady standing out on a doorstep with a pram, and there was a little baby. And the other lady was an old lady talking from inside, just from the chink, in a way that door was not completely opened out. And when I came back after an hour or so, still that lady was standing outside and talking. This lady didn't have sense to say that you come in. But this another lady did not mind it also, because she must be doing the same. So the large-heartedness of anything they cannot understand. Moreover, there was no problem. It was suggested that you can stay here and you can be here. Now, today we had to hurry up a lot. The whole thing was quite inconvenienced, and we had to do it because of a slight mistake that they should have asked me. And I thought you all were staying on Monday, because it's logical, it's sensible. But because of the conception that we should not inconvenience. It's not only with English, it is possible with any one of you. When you start thinking, I thought, you are gone. So these concepts that you have about things are actually very dangerous things. I've been having experiences of these stupid conventions people have. I thought. They try to be good, but ultimately try to be nasty. They are nasty. So that means there's something definitely wrong with the convention they have about things. And that's why people, if they were right when they were thinking, world would have been a different thing. But they are thinking at a level where it's just everything is sloping down and you are going downward. As soon as you start thinking, you go downward. Such is the defect of your thinking, because it is bound by the tags of your conventions. Whenever you think, you see you are bound by your conventions and you go down. I didn't touch many points today which I could have touched. Like art, I was saying. I was amazed, an exuberance like this, a flower like this, makes me so very happy to see a garden. But to a sophisticated mind is borak or something nonsensical. To them, one flower somewhere, because the rest of the area should be their space for their ego. So they cannot see the beauty. It's too much, too much. Even Sahaja Yoga is too much for us. What are you, a little baby or what? What is too much? You see, as if like a baby we give a bottle, so much of milk. So Sahaja Yoga is too much for me. You are dwarfs or what? And there's no substance in this kind of a nonsense. That's why this is sophisticated, this is nice, criticize everyone. People are so frightened even to decorate their houses because it will be criticized. Better keep it plain, white. Just white. Even the nose they don't like, they want to cut out the nose, eyes, everything, just have plain. And imagine it's the play of the ego which wants an individuality. How they are in juxtaposition with what they want to do. See this clearly. If you go in a garden, they'll have one tree somewhere hanging in there. This is supposed to be garden. You say, where is the garden? This garden. Microscope. Where is the garden? Oh no, we put only one thing at a point, you see, so it becomes important. So this is only a tree here, and then you move, there will be another little bush, then another tree. Everything is too much. Why? Because the ego is too much in the head. That's why everything is too much for them. The stupidity has to go now. You have to take whatever is good, too much you must take, and give up whatever is too much in you. That has to be understood. All these stupid ideas, all kinds of stupid ideas. Like you want to buy a house, so they say, all right, we'll go and buy a house. I went round. How most of the houses are about 7.5 feet height. But they like it. I said, why? It's very old. I said, so what? But it's an old house, it is this and that, and the old house. Why do you like? New houses are 8 feet at the most. So there's no choice. Why do you want to have a house which is old house? Victorian houses they don't like. Why? Because they are not so conventional, they are not so fashionable. You must have a house where you should break your neck. Walk into the bathroom in an awkward way, you can't even sit or stand. Halfway you hang in the air. That's a very house of a character. And a character is that which makes you awkward and feel funny. That person has character. I mean, a person is, if he's absurd, he's queer, weird, he's strange, he's a man of character. This is the situation today. He's a man of character and he's weird, absolutely a strange personality. How is it? He came on a bicycle with a half pant. I said, really? He's a man of character. Here he is getting arthritis with it. Doing queer, funny, stupid things is regarded as something of personality. Now as Sahajogis, you have to realize that you are not that stupid. You are crowned with yourself. Now you are not going to behave like these stupid people in their fashions. To give it up. They laugh at you, you laugh at them. In the lunatic asylum, if you go, all the lunatics will say, oh, so you have also come here to join us, isn't it? They all think they are the wisest. And you get lost with them, you start thinking, am I a lunatic myself? So you all, when you see such a person, you should just laugh at. Like a lady, you see, thought her to be very fashionable. She came with a dress, you see, very open, her body with all her bones showing and this and that. And we happened to go to see that house, myself and my husband. So as soon as he saw her, he came back and vomited. I said, what's the matter? I saw her, I vomited. And we got into the car, we didn't enter, we came away. And she thought she was a very fashionable lady showing her bones, all her body. Horrible. Imagine like a dead body standing before you. But a dead body is regarded as fashionable. So everybody wants to behave like a dead body. Now you should see the sense in it. Otherwise you are not Saj Yogis. You must see the nonsense that is going on, and you are not a nonsensical personality. So all these things now, if you see from a new angle, as I have told you now, that you are higher personalities, that you have achieved a new awareness of your chakras, you'll be amazed. Your reactions will be very, very different. If you see something like this, you'll say, beautiful. But till you have those horrible conventions with you, you cannot. A house which is dilapidated, absolutely going to fall on your head, is what a character. The whole character will fall on your head. Absurd ideas people have. Or then they want something modern which is absolutely weird and nonsensical. See, there was a lady, she built a house, modern, and we had to climb up her steps. And every step she has divided into smaller pieces. We were so much worried that we'll all fall off. You see, every step was made of small pieces like a step. You see, every step was made into steps. So when you put your foot there, you don't know where you are putting your foot, you see. She must have spent a lot of money making that kind of a nonsensical thing. But to her, she would show everyone, now come along, see this. I refused to go up. I said, I have nothing to do. I went back. Yes, this doesn't matter. As they show resentment, you must show resentment. Stupid. It doesn't appeal to me. It doesn't appeal to me, these things. I've seen it, I don't like it, these things. The way there's one flower hanging somewhere and anything if I see, I don't like it. I don't enjoy it at all myself. And if I am the criteria, if I am the one who can judge things, then I would tell you I don't like all this nonsense. The way people dress up these days, they look like clowns to me, lunatics, like I can say brats, or you can call them what you call them, tramps. You cannot make out one from the another. The lousy pants, you see some grandfather's pant they are wearing, and their grandmother's blouse on top, and the ladies walking on the street. See, you feel there's some funny queer people walking across, and they think it's fashionable. I think from India we should get all old clothes here and sell them off for a high price. It's very queer. You just look at it. See from this angle. Standing on the hilltop, you look at these mad people. See how lunatic they are, stupid they are, how they are behaving, what is their fashion. And if you see, in olden times, people used to dress up well with all kinds of frills, all kinds of things, but this is what they don't like. Whatever as God has given us should be decorated and respected. I mean, yesterday the way you did the whole, today the way you did the whole of the hall and all that, so beautiful it looked, so nice it looked. But somebody would say, oh, let us have absolutely plain thing for mother. Some dilapidated wall behind which is about to fall down. That would be real character. How can these ideas be acceptable to Sahajogis? This I just don't understand. And they pay for it. They pay for these conventions and they pay for all these kinds of odd things. They do pay for it. Supposing there's a fashion today to have your hair cut like this on top, they'll pay for it. Then you cut them another way, they pay for it. You have to pay for all these misdoings also. The fashion is, supposing somebody invite somebody to your house, you must have a different type of a glass cup and a glass for this. Otherwise, you are not all right. And then, what you find, there's another group of these hippies and all those have come. They will give you in the dirtiest possible mugs that you cannot drink anything. So either you accept this nonsense or that nonsense. It's absolutely absurd. And you know, I've seen Indians when they are in England, they just don't understand. They just cancel them, all right, cancel them. They're mad people. The quality of personality is very, very low. Very low. Take it from me. Very low. You might have ego, might exist with that ego, but it's very low here. Accept it. Innocence is missing, auspiciousness is missing, cleanliness is missing, the attraction of simplicity is missing. So artificial. Even the idea of simplicity is artificial. With artificiality, how can you have a quality of human life? How can you? You become artificial people. So give up all these conventions. I'm not here to propagate Indian culture as such. But I must say, if there is any culture, it is in India. Because this is no culture. All becoming, if you walk about, I mean, you look like, when I see the people around, they look like host of mad people walking. You see them on the streets. Not one person is normal. America is even worse. They must be doing like this or this like this. Not one person has a proper face. It's a fact, I tell you. With Sahaja Yoga, your quality has come up. It has come up. You become that now. So great. That's why you do not feel here there is Lakshmi. You have money, but no Lakshmi. There's no beauty of that. It's so desolate, like a barren land. Your ego has blown off everything that was beautiful. You could not tolerate anybody's art, so you would not have anything artistic things in the house. You need not have many things at all, so you have plastics. Beauty has run away from your lives. When you talk also, it's fashionable to be arrogant. Imagine. To be arrogant, to be very dry. There's no beauty in it. It's all put up show. There's no bravery in it. Nothing sublime. On the subtle form, you have lost it. That's why in the gross form, you don't see it. Whatever you lost inside is shown outside. Bankruptcy, complete bankruptcy. So when you see that with others, when I'm saying you, I'm meaning the others, those who are not yet Sahaja Yogis in the West. Try to understand they are at a much lower level than you are. And don't take to their ideas and their ways and methods. Just keep yourself aloof. And then you will see they'll run after you. Ego is like a donkey. If somebody is ahead of them, they know somebody is ahead of them, then they bend their head to that. And if they see somebody is behind them, then they kick. So you have your dignity, you have your special style, you live with a special style. Don't be one of them. Dress up properly, in a proper way. You may have only 2 shirts, you may have only 3 shirts. You need not have many. But have in something sensible, normal, comfortable, and also which is not jarring to others. We are the ones who are going to encourage our art. We are the ones who are going to bring back all that is lost. We can't have Rembrandt anymore. We can't have Leonardo da Vinci. We cannot have Michelangelo again. Finish them all completely. Well, everybody thinks they're Michelangelo. We can't even have, say, Gorky. We can't have William Blake, can we? Of that courage? We cannot have Abraham Lincoln, can we have? All dwarfs, useless people. You scratch them and you find they are good for nothing, useless. Out of you, all these great people have to come out now. And the speciality about them, they had their own personality. They would not give way to any fashions or anything. They wouldn't give way to any cheap popularity. Out of you people, all these great personalities are to be born. So for you and for your progeny, you have to think, what are we doing in such a great work as it is? It's not only for your enjoyment, that we have a seminar, nice music, nice food, nice place, we come, we enjoy. No. Enjoyment is just an advertising department. You have to really work hard, inside, not outside. No arguments of any kind, useless. Simple thing, if I say, I have to carry, say, this box. Somebody will come out with a thing, all right, then I think we should get a van. No, but van is too much. Then what should we do? They'll go on arguing till that the box is gone, everything is done, and I come back and say, now what are you doing? We are still discussing how to take the box. It's already gone. Such wasteful habits we should give up. We have to have new wisdom within us. All this old wisdom, you just throw it away. Unless and until you do that, your ego won't go away. It won't leave you unless and until you decide to throw away all those ideas which to you appear to be real. You have to be like children, trying to learn something new all the time. We are to be open to learn something new all the time. You have to learn. You have lost it. You had some things that you have lost, so many. Instead of going ahead, you have lost it. You are doing all right. If you had remained on the right path, you would have achieved. Because after all, some countries are traditionally very old. They also got lost. Like Greece, we can say, is lost. Horrible Greek tragedies, sit down and cry for nothing at all. Nothing has happened, everything is perfect, people just go and sit down and cry. It's like you make somebody say that this one is dead. Let us now feel that he's dead. Sit down now, all of us should cry. Stupid as that. So all artificially created problems and artificially created gloom, because you have no real gloom, you have no real problem. You have got food to eat, you've got everything. That's why you are creating problems for yourself. That's why you need psychiatrists, you need drugs, you need this, you need that. Because you have no problems, so you want to have some problems. As simple as that. Those who have problem have to fight with it. They have no time for all these nonsensical things. You have too much time, all your problems are solved as far as the material things are concerned. But still you are very much involved into it. So now face it clearly. That we are not that anymore. We are different people. We are no more worms in the mud, but we are lotuses. We have fragrance, we have powers. We are specially blessed. We have a special sense of joy. Let's say enjoy that and give it to others and be glorified with it. Feel the dignity of it. I'm sure it is going to work out this time. I have done my level best, I think. And this lecture should really go through you all.
Let's be in meditative state. Let's bring both our hands to heart level. Shri Mataji, please bless us with the dignity of a true Sahajogi. Please keep us the way it will please you. Let's all collectively offer pranams and take our bandhans. Jai Shri Mataji.